If there is one person that can compete with my sweet tooth, it's Lexi Bechet, and apparently she has a Christmas treat in store for me that's even better than cake.
Tucked away in Salt River, Lexi's French-style confectionery might just be one of Cape Town's best-kept secrets.
So Lexi, I'm dying to know, what is better than cake?
For me, what's better than cake is cake in a jar drenched in custard.
That sounds incredible.
We're going to start with creaming our butter and our caster sugar together, so I'm going to just grab that. Next, we're going to turn the mixer on and just let the butter cream for a moment. Once the butter has creamed, we're going to add in the caster sugar. Once you've got a nice fluffy consistency, we're going to break one egg in at a time. Once each egg has been creamed in and it's completely in with the sugar and the butter, next we're going to put in our flours. We've got a mixture of cake flour and self-raising flour, and we're just going to sieve them right in together, and you don't have to do them one at a time. Then next we're going to put in our spices. I've got a stunning mixture of cinnamon and nutmeg and vanilla beans, which is just going to give it a nice Christmassy, spicy flavor. We're going to follow with our milk. The milk is just going to give it a nice light texture. So let's beat that in. Make sure that you do turn your beater down when you add the milk, otherwise you can have a kitchen explosion. Last but not least, we're going to put in our fruit and nuts. I've chosen to put in sultanas and cranberries and almonds. You're welcome to put in any fruit or nut that your heart desires. So we're going to put those in. And just let it beat for about 30 seconds until all the nuts have been combined and your cake batter is ready to go in the oven. Just spread the top nice and evenly so you've got a smooth finish. Once your beautiful cake is out of the oven, we're going to leave it here to cool, and while it's doing so, I'm going to get you to whip up our cream.
I'm good at that. Lexi, how did you get into confectionery?
Basically, my store's name will shed light onto this. My shop's name is Ma Mère, and Ma Mère means my mother. And my stepmom is an extremely crafty lady. She's incredibly good at working with her hands and in the kitchen, as is my mum and my grandmother. So my stepmom taught me to make basic nougat, and I started making it for some catering companies, and that just kind of grew and grew and grew. I kind of organically got into it. I actually used to be an art director, so I used to color in for my time, and I just made sweets in my free time, and it's just kind of grown from there. Right, our cream is whipped and ready to go. Next, we're going to punch out our cake layers for our dessert. So I'm going to put it out here, and I'm just going to use, you can use an upside down glass if you don't have a special pastry cutter, and we're going to cut out our shapes. I'm going to go with 4 shapes, and we're going to see how we go when we layer it.
What do you think are this year's biggest Christmas trends?
The baked ornaments. A lot of people are, instead of going out to the shops and buying them, they are baking their own cookies, stringing them up and icing them, and it's a great thing for mums and daughters to do, for friends to do, and I think it kind of makes people more proud of their Christmas tree instead of just putting up store-bought decorations. And now we can start layering our delicious jar. So we're going to take our jar, and you're going to start off with a cake layer. So just pick up your cake layer and use your fingers to lightly press it into the bottom of the jar. Next, what you're going to do is put a generous helping of cream inside and just smooth it out nicely. Next, you're going to put in another cake circle and just compact it down quite a bit, because what you want to do is force the cream to seep into the cake and make a nice juicy cakey texture. So we're going to put that in there. Next, we're going to pour in a generous helping of custard. Just make sure, or try and stop the custard and the cream from getting around the sides of the cake, because it might give you a bit of a messy finish. But if it does seep down, it's not a train smash. We're going to put our final cake layer over the top, and then I'm going to put in a nice dollop of cream and finish it off with a drizzle of custard. I've got a pretty Christmas sticker over here and just some wrapping paper that I found. I'm going to lay it over the top of the jar, close it up, stick our sticker over the top, and your beautiful dessert is ready to go.
Looks gorgeous. I've never met a cake I didn't like.
especially one that comes dressed in custard and cream.
The complete recipe for this fruity cake is on Expresso's website. Also SMS the keyword Parmalat to 33728 for a complete ingredients list. That's Parmalat to 33728. If you're short on time, buy a ready-made cake, but don't forget to whip up some Parmalat cream. The finishing touch is to generously layer the cake and the Parmalat cream and custard in a jar. Top it off with an extra helping of Parmalat custard and your family and friends will be most impressed.